He saw the death of the buffalo, the rise of the white man's world. And yet, he never surrendered. The plains once breathed with their thunder, now fading into silence.
Every step of his people carved stories into the land. Before he was a legend, he was a boy who listened to the wind.
He dreamed not of war, but of balance, the world in harmony.
The sky spoke in symbols, and he began to listen. Who was Sitting Bull, Nivekt? The warrior, the mystic, the last voice of a free Lakota nation? In 1831, beside the Grand River, a child named Tatanka Iyotake came into the world.
He shall be called Sitting Bull, the spirit that endures in stillness.
He grew with the rhythm of the plains, where freedom was the first teacher. Strength must serve life, not take it away.
He learned to ride, as if horse and heartbeat were one.
Strike only when your heart is still.
The hunt was not bloodlust. It was prayer in motion.
Spirits, guide my hand.
He learned that courage meant respect for what you take.
The strongest heart is the one that guards the tribe.
Conflict came with the setting sun. Crow riders crossed Lakota land.
Tonight, we ride for the ancestors.
At 14, he faced death and did not flinch.
That night, he crossed from... Boy.
I did what I must. May the spirits forgive me.
From that morning on, Sitting Bull carried not pride, but purpose. By the 1850s, iron roads carved scares across the Lakota world.
Strangers came, chasing a promise written on someone else's land.
The buffalo vanished, and with them, the heartbeat of the plains.
The white man builds roads, but not respect.
As long as this land shall last, we will not sell it.
He rose, not as conqueror, but as guardian of a world under siege. The army came not to talk, but to take.
He struck not for glory, but to warn them. The land breathes Lakota.
This is our river! You will not pass!
Victory brought no joy, only the burden of survival.
The land remembers who defends her.
He fought so that laughter could remain upon the plains.
Greed replaced gratitude. Meat left to rot. Hides turned to gold.
They break the land,
but they will not break its spirit.
Under his call, tribes gathered. The plains began to speak as one.
No man owns the earth. She owns us.
Even winter bowed before their will to endure. He watched, patient as stone, knowing the storm was coming. The land whispered, and he vowed never to let its voice die. He became more than a warrior. He became the defender of the plains.
In 1876, Washington demanded the Lakota surrender their freedom to reservations.
The earth is our mother. She cannot be sold.
Word spread! Sitting Bull would not yield!
He fasted for days, seeking the voice of the spirits. He saw soldiers falling like grasshoppers, tumbling into the earth.
The vision is clear. They will fall before us.
The nations gathered, Lakota, Cheyenne, Arapaho, bound by vision.
They prepared not for conquest, but for survival.
We strike fast. Surround them like the river surrounds stone.
Custer believed destiny rode with him into the valley.
They come with many horses. Sound the call!
The camp awoke to thunder. The time had come.
We ride with the spirits of the buffalo.
The Cheyenne thundered forward, fire in their eyes. Arrows darkened the sky, falling like rain of vengeance. The valley erupted, the clash of two worlds.
Hold the line! Push them back! Back!
The circle closed. The grasshoppers would fall. The jaws of the circle snapped shut. Desperation cracked through their volleys of fire.
Shante waste! Ride strong! Hold! Hold your ground!
The Cheyenne struck like fire through grass.
Now! Surround them like the river bends!
The high ground no longer held safety.
Custer's pride became his cage.
The flag fell, swallowed by the dust of defeat.
The circle of riders closed, crushing the blue coats inward.
At last, Custer stood, alone against the tide.
Just as in his vision, they fell like grasshoppers into the dust.
The golden-haired commander fell, his dream shattered.
When the dust settled, silence held the field.
Thongs rose, not for conquest, but for survival.
But victory would be brief. Already the storm gathered beyond the horizon.
For one brief moment, the plains belonged to the Lakota again.
But victory would be brief. Already the storm gathered beyond the horizon. Victory brought vengeance. Soldiers returned in greater numbers. The army hounded them, seeking to break the free nation. In 1877, Sitting Bull led his people across the border, seeking refuge.
The North gave shelter, but little warmth.
Hunger gnawed harder than bullets ever could.
We belong to the land of the South, not this frozen sky.
The winters in Canada broke bodies and spirits alike.
We cannot endure much longer, Tatanka Iyotake.
The word came! Return or perish!
He chose survival, not surrender. Life for his starving people.
In 1881, they turned homeward. Hunger was stronger than exile.
He returned not defeated, but burdened with his people's survival. The surrender was no defeat, it was sacrifice.
He bore the weight of surrender, so his people might live.
He returned not in chains, but in memory. A man unbroken, a leader scarred with sacrifice. In 1885, the legend became an act.
The Plains warrior now rode iron rails into the white man's world. They came to see a show, an empire spectacle. A warrior entered, not to fight, but to be seen.
The legend stood among caricatures, unyielding, silent, proud. He turned their spectacle into his message.
$1, and my mark will remind you of my people.
Cody thrived in the applause. The legend beside him remained still.
Two faces, one of entertainment, the other of endurance.
They celebrated him, never hearing what he truly said. Off stage, the warrior remained, his silence heavier than applause.
For $1, he gave them a story, his people's name carried onward. He turned their spectacle into his message. Applause faded. His heart still belonged to the plains.
Though the world changed, his spirit remained unbroken. In 1890, a song began to rise. The ghost dance spread like wind through the plains. They danced for the return of the buffalo, for the earth made whole again. He did not dance, but he understood the dream.
To the Armal, faith looked like rebellion.
Arrest Sitting Bull before the dawn.
A silence fell, the kind before tragedy.
Before dawn, Lakota police rode toward their chief's lodge.
If they wish my body, they will have to take my spirit too.
The dawn cracked, not with light, but with fury.
In moments, brother turned against brother. The bullet found him. The dreamer fell.
The camp erupted, fear consuming what faith had built.
The bullet silenced his voice, but not his dream. They buried not just a man, but a nation's hope.
Even in death, his spirit moved with the dance.
His voice lived on, in the wind, in the whispering earth.
The man fell, but his dream still walks the plains.
The land still speaks his name, carried by the wind of Dakota. His likeness stands eternal, watching over the river of his people. His name lives in schools, streets, and the stories of new generations.
He was more than a man. He was our nation's soul.
Their songs still carry the spirit of the one who dreamed freedom.
Once again, the buffalo roam. The promise reborn through memory. The heartbeat continues, in dance, in pride, in life.
The land remembers every step, every breath of his people. The spirit he carried now runs through the veins of the young. Sitting Bull's body fell, but his spirit rides with the wind.
Through the mist, his spirit thunders, forever free.